Welcome to Go Bears Diecast Workshop episode 26. Again, if you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you'll be notified of future videos. I'd like to thank all of my new subscribers for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. This one happens to be a build-off between myself and, wait for it, Matchbox Resurrection, Juan over there across the pond. We agreed on the 1968 VW T2 Pickup. The only rule that we had was that it be the same casting and we would allow our creativity to run wild. So as you can see, this is a fairly new casting. I haven't had it very long, just broke it out of the package. I like the wheels on it, even though they're plastic. Not too keen on all the chrome, so I'll probably do something with that and do my own details. But let's go ahead and get this thing apart. I've already drilled and tapped it, so we'll take it apart and see what we're dealing with. So what we have is a plastic base, again with those plastic wheels. We have the chrome flatbed with the attached interior. Like I said before, I'm probably going to get rid of that. Use some easy off. It's got a clear windscreen and of course the body itself, the casting. So we're going to go ahead and get that in the stripper. Now it's back out of the stripper. I'm going to go ahead and prep the body for paint. I wasn't really sure where I was going with this one. I thought about going Spectraflame, and then I changed my mind on that, and I think I have an idea. I'm going to go a little bit out of my comfort zone and do a little bit of work with some styrene. And you'll see that later in the video. I'm also going to probably manufacture some side mirrors. I thought that definitely needed to be on there. And again, you need to make sure that you prep the body properly for the paint and primer. I use various tools to accomplish this. As you can see, I started out with the wire brush on my Dremel, using a little bit of Scotch-Brite. I also have my file there, as I noticed some edges and some surfaces that needed to be flattened out and some casting lines. And I'll get into that. This is a fairly new casting. They only started making them back in 2017. So it hadn't been around for a long while. And as you can see, it being a flatbed, there was no side rails or, around the bed itself. And the one other thing that I noticed is that it doesn't have that traditional V-shaped centerpiece. It's flat across the front with the VW emblem on it, and it's got the motor exposed, which is great for me because I love to detail the motors or engines. So that was a couple of things that I noticed with this casting. But I do spend a fair amount of time prepping, just making sure that I have everything where it will accept the paint and primer without any issues. I also like to ensure that it goes back together well, doesn't hang up. And with that flatbed, fitting inside and matching up with the casting itself. Now here's a little something that I did. I made some rails on there. Took some of that square tubing, it's solid square tubing, and bent it and then super glued it on. That was one added thing that I thought would make it look real nice. Now I have it in the booth for primer, and you can see that I also made the side mirrors for it. But I'm using a Tamiya primer. I'm going to put a nice coat on it, nice and even. Doesn't need to be too heavy, it just needs to cover it. Give something for that paint to adhere to. It's also a chance for you to see if there's any imperfections that you need to work out before putting your top coat on. So primer really serves two purposes for you. And I'm always looking to see if there's any imperfections. I think that's looking pretty good there. Try and get a little close up so you can see that. You can see the mirror. I'm ready to go with my top coat. Now the funny thing about this is that I started out going with a white top coat, and I got it painted, and you'll see I'm putting it on, nice even coats and everything. Looked great. But then I changed gears midstream. I actually went ahead, and once I had put the top coat on, the white, and I was thinking about maybe doing something with yellow. Well, that didn't really suit my fancy once I thought about it. Though, believe it or not, I did all of this work, sprayed that on, and I turned around and I stripped it all off. So I don't show you me painting it again in the color that I chose, but you get the gist of the process of getting the paint on. So again, here I am putting the white top coat on, which the truck actually is not going to be white, but I think the end result, when you see, you'll probably be right in line with me as far as saying, hey, look, I think you made the right choice changing the color midstream. But the top coat was beautiful. It came out really, really nice in the white, but I changed my mind. So now I've got it taped off, and I got the other color on, and you can see it a little bit, but I'm coming back over the top of it with this metallic burgundy color. Now I really love this color. It's just such a deep color, and it's not red. I'm not a big fan of red, but I do love burgundy. So anyway, you'll see me putting that on. The color of the rest of the body has already been changed to the final color. And you see I got my mirrors taped off. Got the rails and everything else taped off. So the only thing that's going to be there in that color is going to be the front apron, so to speak, and the roof and the pillars, side pillars and stuff. But I mean, once it once this color dries, of course, I'm going to come back and I'm going to top coat the whole thing. Now while that's drying, here you see I've stripped the flatbed, and the interior is flat black. This happens to be a tow truck now. So I manufactured this out of styrene. I've never used styrene at all. I pretty much surprised myself with it, which blew me away because I didn't realize how much fun I would have doing that. But it just came out so nice. And this is just a mock-up, but you'll see the final product. So here's what we started out with. Nice casting. I liked what Hot Wheels did with it, but I was going to put my own spin on it. So I got rid of the chrome. I kept the wheels. I changed the color. I turned it into a tow truck. And I detailed the engine. So I hope you guys really like it. I had a lot of fun. And here it is. My interpretation of a VW T2 tow truck. You can see the engine is detailed to the max. I think the wheels look fantastic. If I had a set of Real Riders that look like that, I would have put them on. You can see the burgundy and this frost silver, so to speak. You'll see that I made the tow hook. I've painted the actual tow equipment in a gloss black. It has the steel color accents to it. I left the mirrors the color of the main body. And again, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I had a great time building this one. I really surprised myself on it. Paint, I think I do pretty well with that, but now manufacturing or creating is next step. And I want to thank Juan over at Matchbox Resurrection for agreeing to do this build off with me. And everybody stay safe out there and enjoy Labor Day.